everybody, welcome back to the shop. My name's Adam and working on, what's this, S&S 87. So it's been a pretty busy week for me, not just me but at work in general. They got us working quite a bit down there this month. We're all working pretty hard and putting in a lot of overtime and trying to get some jobs out before the end of the month. So we've all been pretty busy, working long days, and I've worked late every day except for today. Today they let us out on time, today being Friday. They let us out at a decent time, so I didn't think I was going to get to make a video this week for you, but we're going to go ahead and put one together. And I don't have any fresh machining for you that I've done this week. I haven't done any projects out here in the shop just because I've been so busy, and then I got other things to take care of when I get off work late. So I've got some older footage that I've already recorded that I've been keeping, to throw in here and there. So we're probably going to delve into that a little bit. I'm going to get to some other type of video that I've already got. We'll throw that in there. And we've got some viewer appreciation mail. I had some visitors. We'll talk about that here in a minute. I got some mail that they brought in with them. And we got some new tooling. I've been buying a few things off eBay and whatnot, trying to make a little headway on the K&T here, continuing our getting this thing ready for full-on work. So I got some stuff that I ordered for that, and I took a little video of unboxing that just to see it. No big deal. So I'll throw that in there. I had to take a pause this week on doing the machinist vise. I'm sure you probably, if you're watching this, you probably watched the video for the machinist vise. I haven't done anything further than what you see right there. I've been looking for some new tooling for it, okay? And I finally got a couple things, and then hopefully this coming up week we're going to be able to get back on this, and I'm hoping to get, within a week or so, maybe 2 weeks, just seeing how work plays out. Maybe get that done and then get it shipped off to whoever's doing the heat treating and grinding, okay? So that leads me to this. All right, we bought a couple new tool holders off of eBay this week. They showed up. This is one that I bought here. This is for an 1.25" pilot shell mill. It's shell mill holder, and somebody did a good job and coated it down with some kind of rust inhibitor, and it's in good shape. I think I got this for like 36 bucks. Okay, and this is the one that I was hunting and told you that I needed. Okay, this is a brand new Hertel shell mill holder that I needed. It's 2-inch pilot. Okay, so that big shell mill that I bought at the auction will fit this right here, and this is one that I want to try over there on the K&T doing the milling on the machinist vise there. So I think I got this for, I think it was like 76 bucks, and it's brand new and it's in beautiful condition, still covered in oil. So that was pretty cool. And then I said bought some other things for the mill. I already took a video of that, so we'll show you that. And I think that's about it. I just been real busy and haven't done any projects. I got 2 lined up though that I need to get done, so whenever I start on those, I'll make sure to get the camera and charged up, and we'll take a little video of some machine projects around here. And got plenty of ideas for things in the future. I really need to get in a better habit of making a list and start writing a lot of this stuff down, and I try to keep a lot of it in my mind, and I just don't. But we got some things planned for the future. I'm still thinking about the hydraulic cylinder build. I have not forgot about that, but it'll come later, and we'll get to it. People that ask about the hydraulic training series, I still have 2 more videos to make. I haven't made them yet. I'll make them whenever I get time, okay? So, okay, let's get to some viewer mail, and then we'll throw in some machining video. Real quick, I'm going to show you something right here. Kind of tuned up my computer system a little bit. I bought some new speakers off the recommendation of my buddy Quinn. Helps him with my art. He wanted me to try these M Audios. I think they're N32s or something like that. Some speakers. So that's them there. Some new computer speakers. I cleaned up a little bit. I cleaned up my little board up here and and got my stereo chart behind there hung. So these are some nice speakers. They work pretty good. So thanks for the recommendation, Quinn. That should really make it more enjoyable to not only make my videos but actually watch other guys' videos too, because I watch a lot of my YouTube here and, you know, and on my big screen at night. So that's pretty nice right there. Thanks, Quinn. All right, let's get some viewer mail. So this past weekend, or actually last weekend, I had some visitors come and see me, and this was a planned visit. Dana and Patrick McAllister. They're from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. They like to vacation down here to Perdido Key, and they wanted to come by and visit. And Dana, she actually does a lot of mechanical work, much like we do at work, you know, rebuilding the gearboxes and things like that. And then Patrick's got a lot of experience with mechanical work and machining and metal work and that kind of stuff. But they're really good friends with another guy there in Pine Bluff, and his name is Bill Ashcraft, and he owns 5 Star Machine Shop in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So this stuff here is actually a gift from Bill. He sent this stuff down with Dana and Patrick and wanted me to have it. And so what Dana and Patrick's telling me is that he loves to go to the auctions and loves to fill up that shop. So he goes to auctions, and you know how auctions would be. You know, you just buy lots of something for really, really cheap. You know, you end up with all kind of random assorted tooling. So he has sent a complete random assortment of carbide inserts. Look at that, you know. 3 bins slap full of carbide inserts. Now what's really interesting about these is that a lot of them are the type of insert that you use on the milling, the face mills. See that right there? That big face mill that I got a couple weeks ago at my auction takes this style insert. So how handy is that? And there's a lot of different grades and type of that style insert all mixed in these right here. And then there's another one right here that's smaller, and this is a APKT 2634R. So I'd actually like a little bit of help from somebody. Maybe you can direct me to what size face mill I should get for these inserts right here, because that's a lot of inserts and I could really put them to use on a good face mill. And there's a whole bin here full of carbide end mills. Look, all these brand new Hertels. Now these are kind of an odd size. This is 17/64, but all brand new carbide end mills, 4 fluters. And there's a bunch of other sizes in here, you know, as well. There's some corner rounding. There's some corner rounding end mills mixed in here, and some other, you know, goodies buried in there. Big carbide end mills. These are some that have the angle made onto them. That looks like a big 1-inch right there. And then we got a few milling cutters right here. This one's brand new. This is a Niagara 3/8. All right, so that was, you know, I'm not going to go through all this, but you get the gist of it. A bunch of really, really valuable inserts right there. So I want to go through them. I haven't even been through all the things yet, but I want to go through them and kind of sort them and find out what I can purchase and use these inserts for out here in the shop. Okay, and then there might be some other ones in there that I don't need, and we might be able to get rid of some of those. Let some other guys have some of them. All right. So that was that right there. But I just want to say again to Dana and Patrick both that I enjoyed your visit, and it was great talking with you. You know, I really enjoyed it. We had a nice weekend. Last weekend we had a little break in the weather, and I actually had the doors open, and it was just really nice out here, and we got to hang out and talk and just chat it up. It was great. So thanks, guys, and also Bill over at 5 Star, man. Thanks for all the tools. Okay, buddy, I appreciate it. Maybe one of these days I can get up there and pay you guys a visit. Okay. Okay, we got one more really funny viewer mail that came in this week. This is from Howard Hoover, and he is from Indianapolis, Indiana. And Howard sent me a measuring device, one of which I do not have, Howard. He said that in his email. He wasn't sure if I had this or not, but this is great. This is really great. And I'm not going to say what this is on air, so I don't get blasted by everybody. I'm just going to let the pictures that I took speak the words of what this is, and hopefully you guys will get a humor out of it. This is shop stuff. Guys have out in their toolboxes and just get a kick off this kind of stuff right here. So that was really funny, Howard. I was actually wanting to take that down to work and show the guys, and I haven't done it yet, but I will next week. So it's really cool, man. I don't have one, so yeah, that's a cool one to add to the toolbox, and I appreciate it. All right, so I got some new stuff in the mail today. I've been ordering a few things online. I made an order from Inco. I got some stuff here from Inco, and I've been ordering a few tool holders that I found on eBay. So I'll be expecting those later in the week. So what's going on here is this is a 10-gallon coolant tank that I bought from Inco, taking advantage of the 20% off and the free shipping. It really saved quite a bit of money. I think it took like 30 bucks off of it, plus the free shipping. So this is going to be for the Kearney Trecker mill. I do like flood coolant on my mills, even though I don't have it on the do-all. I've never really justified putting it on that because that was always more of a secondhand mill. But the mill that I use at work that I've showed in videos before, that used to be at my old shop. That was our big Acro mill. It's got flood coolant, and when you're doing a lot of heavy milling keyways, and you're removing a lot of metal using end mills and things like that, high-speed tools, flood coolant is awesome. So I definitely wanted to have it on the mill, and as I said before, this is equipped with flood coolant. The sump's at the bottom, but I just didn't feel like messing with that, and it's always just a huge mess to have to clean those things out. I figured a separate tank that's sitting there next to the mill would be really easy to clean out whenever that time comes. I can dump it out in a container and wash the thing out, that kind of stuff. So we got a little bit of plumbing that we got to do, so I bought a few fittings, and I was going to point this out too. So a viewer of mine, I believe maybe earlier in the year or last year, I can't remember who it was now, sent me a bunch of this line lock. This is 1/2 inch lock line. There's a couple Y's. All right, there's the spouts. We got some adapters right there for the NPT. There's some more. That's for 3/8. The little tool for snapping them together. So I think I've got plenty here to make a coolant nozzle that's going to come up around the side of the mill right here. There's 2 pipe plugs. Maybe you can see there's 2 pipe plugs. You can actually configure it on either side of that you want to have your coolant line come out. So for those 2 lines right there, I bought a couple things, and I messed up, and I was supposed to order 2 of these 1/2 inch pipe adapters, and I forgot to select 2 whenever I bought them. So we sell this stuff through work. I ordered one through work, should be here tomorrow. What else did we get here? We got a ball valve. Now, I never bought a ball valve, from somebody like Inco before, so I figured it can't be any worse than going down to Home Depot or Lowe's and getting something. This is actually a good quality ball valve. It's Legend, made in Italy. So that really surprised me right there. Made in Italy ball valve. So we got that, and then I got a 90. Okay, so we got a brass 90. I'll be able to, let's see, I believe it's I'll be able to configure it like so. Okay, and see, I needed another one right here. And we can mount this right here, right where this little plug is. So that's where our ball valve will be, and then our lock line will come around to your cutter. So, and I'll pull you in so you can see a little closer than that there. So I want to go ahead and unbox this thing and see what it looks like. I haven't touched it yet, so let me move the camera down here a little closer and we'll go ahead and unbox this coolant tank. Again, this is from Inco. It's the 10-gallon. It's supposed to be a metal tank, and I did that myself. That wasn't like that. I just wanted to look at it and see real quick. All right, we got a coolant line and some fittings and stuff like that right there. All right, that'll be some more stuff for us to put it together. Got a few dents in the bottom. That should be okay. Just gonna sit over on the floor. All right, so there's the baffles like Randy Richard was talking about. So the pump, let's see, the pump's gonna be over here, and this will be where the coolant goes in, and then this is supposed to help keep the swarf and the trash and the chips and things like that from coming over where the coolant is. All right. It's a pretty beefy pump, man. I didn't expect that. Cast iron. That thing's heavy. Large Harbor coolant pump. Okay. 1.8 horsepower. So the top. So this is where the pump will go, and then we got a screen that'll go here, and then it's got holes in it that you can just screw that down and actually hold that down right there. Okay, simple enough. So I just wanted to show you opening that. That's the first time I ever bought one of these things before, and I'll give you some more highlights as I hook this thing up and get it plumbed in. I think it's going to sit right over here next to the machine, and I'm going to have to build some adapters for, let me just show you. There's a pipe that's running down next to the knee here. That's where the coolant goes down into the sump. So what I want to do is modify that. Probably we might have to make some kind of adapter and hook a regular hose to it and run it over to this here, wherever it's going to go in. And even that, we might make a modification there too, because I'm not really sure. See, that just goes there, and I think you're supposed to have some kind of line that just sits right there. So we definitely want to make it to where it's going to be kind of maintenance free, and the coolant's going to go in here. But this is definitely a good start. You know, I think I paid, with the discount, I think this ended up being like 120 bucks, something like that. I'd have to go back and look at my paperwork. So yeah, I'll bring you back whenever we do some more work on it, okay? All right, we're going to do a 2.5 12 thread right here. Take my scratch pass and check it. That looks good. that's what I was thinking about. Get through with this. I got to get this out because we got a shaft to polish at the gearbox shop.
You want me to do that?
It doesn't matter. Either one of us can. So we get this in threaded. I'll get this out because he's going to be bringing that shaft up here in a minute.
I didn't mean to come walk up to you and know when you're threading. I didn't even pay attention to the meeting.
You didn't pay attention to the safety meeting?
Hey man.
Yeah. Everybody on YouTube is going to be like, hey man, who is that? Who's that talking to you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we can edit that. Okay, got a little bit further to go. Let's sneak up on it. Will over here making the clevis for that rod that I'm threading right now. This is what screws onto the end of the rod, and he's using the 2.5-inch drill, getting the hole roughed out, and then he'll bore it to for a 3.5-inch pin. This machine makes easy work of this kind of stuff here. Once he's through drilling it, then he'll take the drill out and bolt the boring head onto the faceplate and use a boring bar, one of those bars over there, and actually bore it to size. These are my own plug gauges that I kind of use to make in-house. I got these in different nominal sizes that are actually rod sizes. So this is 2.5, 12, and then we keep the nuts with them. And so this is what we'll use whenever we're having to thread two large pieces. I've got the two, the nut and the gauge threaded very close. There's no slop at all. So I'll check it. All right, I already know I'm shallow, so I got to take a little bit more. So once this nut screws on there, we know that that clevis will screw on because it was threaded to fit this plug. Alright, right there I was just making sure that I was still good. I hadn't bumped the compound in. I'm going to take another 10. I didn't like the way that one felt there, so on this particular machine, if you engage them half nuts a little too late, the tool will actually drag on the back side of the thread and cut it a little wider than you want to. So you got to really feel the half nuts engage in that screw good. I just use the steady to hold it, just for checking. Alright, we're almost there. It's going on there, but it's tight, so we don't need it that tight. So we'll take a couple really light cuts on there. That's a really nice fit there. That's where we want it. There's no rocking, looseness to it, so that close should fit on here really good. I'll just do a little bit of fine polishing. Just do a little bit of fine polishing, use some Scotch-Brite and just soften it up and make sure there ain't no roughness to it. Other than that, this end's done. Flip it around. So this is kind of a typical thing at work, working on one thing and you never know what's going to come up. So I'm getting ready to flip this around and machine it back in, but I got another job I got to put in here. So we're going to take this out and set her down, and I got a gear that I got to put in here and polish, okay? Will's keeping the bore mill going, getting this rod clevis bored out. This is the gear we got to polish. We just got to brighten up the end of the shaft here. It's got a little bit of moisture and rust on it. And then we'll also brighten up the two bearing terminals here. Copper pads to protect the shaft. Hey, Kilroy, you said I needed a 1 5/8 wrench. Well, That's what I use every day over here on the Pacemaker, man. Got it within about 1 thousandths right there, because all we're doing is polishing down here. It was in a storeroom for a long time, so the moisture got on it. So we're gonna get that rust cleaned up because the guys are rebuilding the box. You know, rebuilding it. It would consist of all new bearings and seals, and clean the box inside and out. It'll be repainted. It'll look like a brand new box once this is done. You need me? Okay, now we got our shaft pretty well polished. We got our corrosion off of it. That was the main thing here. This is a new gear. It was a new box. It was never used. It was just stored. So we're not going to do a high polish on the gears, but what we're going to do is clean them, see? And the discoloring, that's just the staining of the oil over the years of it sitting there. So we're just going to clean the teeth off. We use our solvent, and just go around and clean them. Just like that. We'll just get it all clean. We'll do the whole gear. See how pretty that looks. Just a little bit of cleaning. So, and then once I do that, it'll be ready to go. I'll give it back to the mechanic, and he's waiting on it. And I believe he's got to start putting it together today. All right, this is that big rod I was working on. I've got her flipped around now, base to the proper length, and I've got a 15¼ inch long section here I got to take down. We got to turn 1.5 inches off of it. Okay, we're going to bring it down to 3.5. I'm going to use my favorite roughing tool here. That's my ISCAR, the LNMX inserts. And what I'm going to do is take 400 thousandths a pass. I like 400 because it's a nice even number on the dial. You know, it goes from 0 to 400, so it's easy to keep up with. You just go to 0 every time, and then it comes down pretty quick. We're going to run a 236 RPM, 235, 20,000 speed rate. I've got my stop with marked with a Sharpie here, and we got a 0 stop on our dial indicator. So I'm going to move in 400. And what I'll probably have to do is start it and then stop, because usually at the start the chips try to wind up on the tool. Got it in the wrong selection down here. I had the gearbox set wrong. Always seems to happen when I'm doing this right here. There we go. Looking good, sounding good. I think that's a pretty good roughing cut. You're not being too aggressive with it, not getting too crazy. Take another 4. I'm going to speed it up though. This is 304. That's that curl that I was talking about at the beginning. Sounds even better to me.